everybody, welcome back to today's video here on the YouTube channel. We are here in Watsonville, California at the Ocean Speedway. My first time being here, I'm super excited to hit the racetrack. It's a small bull ring. I'm really trying to work on getting better at these smaller racetracks with curbs, and sometimes they're hooked up, sometimes they're slick, so we're just trying to get better at all track conditions and get some great experience tonight. Like I said, we're here in Watsonville, California, which is very close to actually where my mom grew up, so some family's gonna come out and watch tonight, and I feel like this would just be a beautiful place to live. There's a little bit of a breeze. We're 7 miles from the ocean. That might affect the track conditions here tonight, and also there's going to be some stack competition. So we're glad to be back down in California. We were here 2 weeks ago at Tulare, and we're back here for another doubleheader, Ocean tonight and then Hanford tomorrow with the 410. So it's going to be a good weekend. Right along with us, a new racetrack, and we're going to get after it here starting tonight with qualifying. Well, I just got off the racetrack for the first time tonight here at the Ocean Speedway. We did mud pack, then we did hot laps with 9 cars out there, and then we did our group of 3 for qualifying. And I'm not gonna lie, we struggled in qualifying bad. I was good down in 1 and 2. It was fairly gripped up, just kind of right through the middle. But in 3 and 4, it built a curb, and I couldn't get through it. I kind of ran the wrong line. A lot of the guys in front of me were really just trying to run the curb right rear on it, and a lot of them were getting extremely tight and even biking up and almost tipping over. In our game plan going out for the qualifying session, since we were kind of towards the end, we wanted to enter on it and then turn down on exit to try to catch some grip, and I just wasn't able to do that. I would get in on it and maybe get in it too hard and get tight, or when I tried to pull off of it, I just was too loose. After struggling a couple of times, I probably should have just went right through the middle, almost to the bottom, which is where the guys went after me, and that was much quicker. So the track was just super tricky. These bull rings are tough. You have to throw the car in the corner, you have to get it turned, but run it really, really hard. So we qualified like 31st, 32nd out of 36 cars, so we were really, really deep. Just got a lot of learning to do tonight. We're gonna start in the back of a heat race now. So I know it sucks, you never wanna qualify that bad, but now starting the back of a heat race, we just wanna try to go forward. This place feels pretty narrow, and you really feel that once the cars are out there with you. So I think we're gonna be rolling off from 8th. They take 4 in this heat race. got done with our heat race, started 8th, ended up running 5th. At one point, we were almost into 4th. We battled hard. We were right behind that red 88 car. I made the mistake of running the top in 1 and 2 and then diving down low in 1 and 2 a couple laps after I ran the top. The top was much faster down there. 3 and 4, the bottom's just really good. There's so much grip right on the inside berm that you can use. I just made the mistake of not staying up top in 1 and 2 and carrying my momentum. I figured the bottom was going to be good because it seemed like a lot of guys were running there in the early heats, and us being in the last heat, it just slickened off a bunch. So now we're going to be heading out for the B main event. We missed the transfer spot by 1. Not sure if they're going to do anything to the racetrack. It was actually fairly decent there in the heat race, I would say, from my standards. It wasn't the raciest down here on this end in 3 and 4, but 1 and 2 was good. So we're going to have to go pretty far forward in the B main event. I think it's going to revert back to qualifying, so we should start pretty far back. Probably, I'm thinking 12th to 15th in that range. Just got through our B main event. Tonight has been very, very quick. I'm talking heat races right into B's, no breaks. I think they have a pretty early curfew here at the Ocean Speedway, but we started 15th there in the B and ended up running 4th. That was a great drive for us. We passed 11 cars, was able to use multiple different lines. In 3 and 4, we moved around a little bit, was able to work the middle, work the top a little, but mainly the bottom. But 1 and 2, we could rip right around the curve. We even used them. We even went through the middle one time on a restart and gained a couple of spots. And also ran down low. So that's a little bit of a confidence booster to be able to pass cars. I know the start to the night was pretty rough. We were just trying to keep our heads up and keep searching for anything we can get better at since we're at a new racetrack. But I think that's going to set us up to roll off 20th for the A main event. We're just happy to be in it to get some more laps. All right, we're getting strapped in. Like I said, a very quick show here at the Ocean Speedway. We start 20th, so there's work to be done, but I'm much more comfortable in the race car. A lot of those support classes kind of tear up the racetrack, and what I mean is just kind of dig it up and bring a little grip back. But I think it's gonna blow off, so we're gonna get strapped in, push out. First ever feature at Ocean. This place is kind of unique. It's cool. I know I say that about a lot of racetracks, but man, this is just definitely typical Cali. Throw it in, drive it hard. A little bit of a curve, little grip on the bottom, and we just got to make it happen. So 30 laps around Ocean coming up next. So on nights like these, you kind of just have to take the good with the bad. We are completely finished up here at Ocean. We ended up running 21st, DNF'd. The bolts that hold the torque tube into the rear end, I think they actually got stretched when we made a little bit of contact, you know, in that B main event. I don't even know if the GoPro caught it. But they stretched, and that actually ended up disconnecting the torque tube from the rear end in the A main event about 22, 23, 24 laps in. Somewhere in there, I kind of lost track. Early on, I was all right. I think possibly the car was good. It's just so hard to see the full potential because you're stuck behind other people. The track is fairly small. That's one thing about bull rings. When you're in the back, it's hard to make moves. And it was also hard to see because there was so much dust and just some dirt flying around. So when you're that far in the back as well, you know, it's kind of hard to see where the curb's at, where other guys are going in front of you, especially when you're just door to door. So there was highs and lows. We didn't qualify good. We did a little bit better in the heat race. We had a phenomenal B main event, and then we just, I don't even know what to say about the A. It took rubber about 10 laps in, and after that, when you're that far in the back, it's pretty much over. But overall, I had fun here at Ocean, and like I said, you just kind of cap off a night like that. We learned a ton. I feel like we gained some experience for a small track, which is what we came here to do, and now it's time to move on to Hanford. So all loaded in the box, ready to go for one more night. And like another thing, I know you guys always comment this, it's a win that the car is in one piece. So we are in the RV on the road and headed south to Hanford. Like I said, a great night for learning, a little bull ring racetrack, something we're trying to get a little bit better at. I know we're gonna elaborate more on just our thoughts on Ocean and everything that happened tonight because the show did go so quick. So I'm not really sure my final opinion on the place. It was really cool, you know, for the heat races, at least down in turns 1 and 2. Like 1 and 2 all night was pretty racy for the heat races and that B, but the A was rubber. So I also wanted to get Bennett's thoughts as he is the co-host on the podcast, and we talk so much just about track conditions and what happens. What'd you think of Watsonville?
So I thought it was pretty good. I watched it all the way from hot laps to the main, and I was actually in the infield for hot laps all the way through the heat races. And the heat races were pretty racy. It was kind of mainly on the bottom. Qualifying was like, I don't know, a couple people made the top work pretty well, but the middle to the bottom obviously was the faster way around. But the main event was kind of unique, and the thing is the 2 races prior, I heard one was completely juiced up and then one was rubber down. And then tonight it was like the bottom was the way to go, then the top took rubber, so it was a train around the top, and then it went right back to the bottom, so it was a train around the bottom. So I don't know, I think it's kind of, I thought it was a good race. There's sliders for the lead. It wasn't kind of a one-man walk-off. I know Bud won it and he didn't start in the pole position, so I thought it was, you know what, I thought Ocean was pretty good track racing wise, although we don't like it when it kind of takes rubber like that. But the way it took rubber is it was multiple lanes, which I think was the cool part. Usually when it takes rubber, it's one lane and that's it. But other than that, really clean facility and super cool track, super tight. And that man-made curb, that was definitely unique, and I think it really came in towards the feature. And I don't think the heat races, it was kind of working that well, or the B main, but the feature was really well.
Absolutely, and like I said, his viewpoint on the night was cool because, you know, he watched from the infield, so he got to see the action right up close. That is going to conclude today's video, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. There's so much to talk about for the night. Like he mentioned, the man-made curb, just how the racetrack took rubber, just the track conditions all night long. But Ocean Speedway, nice facility, pretty cool track, has a lot of potential, and I'm sure we will be back here at some point, maybe this year or in an upcoming year down the road. So thank you to all the fans that stopped by the trailer, and I can't wait as we get back to normal because there wasn't any spectators tonight, but still a ton of people in the pits. See you guys all in the next one. Thank you. Deuces.